My mommy won't make him for me.
She won't.
Yeah. Damn it. How dare
Stupid
she expect
dementia.
her D-year-old son to make his food?
I know. I'm very offended by it.
Oh,
So, like,
fuck.
who are you? And I'm like, just make me dinner, Mom.
Good evening, guys. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monkeys Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how the hell you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm a little tired. I didn't get to sleep as much as I wanted to, but I woke up on my own. It wasn't from pain or my wife trying to be quiet or anything like that. So I'm in a good place. Got a lot of fun on Twitter the last few days, arguing with morons. You know how much I like that.
You do like arguing with morons.
And there's so many. It's like I have my pick. And yet they always pick me. It's not like I go out of my way to find them. One dude today, I didn't even. Okay, so Mika Berinsky, the chick that Joe Scarborough didn't kill and married.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what her name
Brzezinski?
is.
Is that how you say it?
Sure, why not?
Brzezinski. She had a little rant on her show yesterday, day before, where she's yelling about how Donald Trump is going to make her have to keep babies if she doesn't want them. I'm paraphrasing, but barely. The woman is 57 years old, worried about getting an abortion. I'm like, I
think that time has come and gone, ma'am.
Pretty sure the only way you get pregnant now is purposefully. You have to take a bunch of hormones and you're going to have to like do some uterine injections that aren't of the hot beef variety.
Yeah, I mean, you could call Magog because you're going to need a necromancer.
Yeah.
Because those eggs are dead, bitch.
They gone. Even the blue eggs have cleared the system. They're out of the canal. That she's fine, but she's like, he's gonna make me get an abortion. No.
Yeah.
One, your husband's gay, so it's not like you can get pregnant even if you were fertile.
Yeah, it's a bit late to be bitching about it. I mean, it just kind of goes back to what was Bernie Moreno said. Bunch of old ladies worried about getting pregnant.
Yes. Brzezinski. There you go. That's how you say it. Because it is BRZ. It's such a weird spelling.
It's very weird. Real quick, two things. First of all, hi, Stargazer. And second of all, thank you, Donald Camp, on the Cash App on Thursday for the incredibly generous donation you gave me toward the new computer fund. That is really, really helpful. He said, for a cheap computer for my wife and I ordered a refurb computer.
Nice.
Using the money, and I greatly appreciate it, man. That was incredibly generous.
And good morning, Nuts. How are you, sweetheart? So I just pointed out that Brzezinski makes this claim, and some dude shot back at me with, "Do you think the government should get involved and say that you have to give up your organs?" I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Is this somebody like asking for a friend? Like, hey, I could use some kidneys.
No, the dumbass is trying to compare abortion to forced organ donation.
You're gonna have to explain how that system of mental gymnastics works, because I'm not familiar with that routine.
Okay, I just made fun of him, but somebody did try to engage him directly. Don't do that with, if you see me doing that and just making fun of somebody, realize there's a reason I'm doing it. These people are beyond discussion. Knock yourselves out, but I'm just trying to save you a headache.
Yeah, they are tiresome and dumb. So
his reasoning is that if you don't let a woman get an abortion, you're forcing her to use her uterus, see, an organ, for another person.
Well, at least they're recognizing personhood of the baby then.
Right? I was shocked to use that terminology because he did say person. I'm like, weird. But yeah, I don't get why these people are so bad at analogies other than they're really stupid. And they think they are so clever. Have you ever noticed it when somebody comes up with an analogy, they have to tell everybody, especially on social media, and almost 1,000,000% of them are bad?
I feel weirdly judged, but go on.
It's annoying to me. It's not that hard to make an apt analogy. It's really not. All you got to do is compare things that are similar. Ah.
Look,
Right.
comparing things, oh man, some people find that very difficult.
How is that forced I'm guessing it says not or forced organ harvesting? I don't I don't know what the guy thought that I mean, other than yeah, she has a uterus. Apparently, babies are sneaking in and mom's sleeping and a sperm, breaks into the window and crawls up on the bed and hops in the vagina. And Trump makes old ladies have to deal with. I don't fucking know.
Wait, maybe he thinks that the uterus is like a regenerative thing, like he's confusing it with the placenta.
Maybe.
Like the uterus, like just holds one baby and then flops out, and they have to grow a new uterus. I mean, is this just a lack of biological knowledge, or
It
I'm
no,
very
it's
interested in this for some reason now.
no. This guy thought, look, oh, I got the perfect one. I can tell you exactly how he thought. I got the perfect thing. They'll never be able to answer this. Should the government be allowed to take your organs? No. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I don't
It's
think anybody should be compelled to give up their organs. That's weird.
I don't think women should be compelled to get pregnant.
Well,
If
I mean, maybe if
if
you got a
that were
fetish for it.
happening, maybe you would have some kind of pseudo similarity there.
Handmaid's Tale, they're all being forced by evil man Trump for their weird sexual bondage fantasies.
It's so fucking weird, man.
It's
Anyway,
some
we're
kind of fetish, dude.
we're here tonight to talk about, at least in part, the Joe Rogan Donald Trump interview. And I just want to let some of you know my opinion of this might upset you because I did not find it all that entertaining. I found it mostly boring, Jack. It wasn't a bad interview. It just wasn't entertaining, really. It was just kind of, they're talking. There were a few good moments, and if you catch the clips on Twitter or the social media company of your choice, then you probably have seen all the good parts. Trump is, how do I want to put this? He's campaigning, and a lot of the discussion is just sidelined because he won't stop. So
Can't
they'll be
stop, won't stop.
can't
Ugh.
stop, won't stop. And again, I don't think you and I were talking about this before the show. I don't think he really hurt himself anywhere in it, but I don't think he really. I saw so many. He nailed it. Like, what the fuck did you watch? The McDonald's thing was more humanizing and interesting than this was. I do want to look, guys. We're not going to watch the whole thing. There's no fucking way I'm doing that to myself again. But and plus, it's 3 hours long. God, that would take us like a day and a half.
A 3-hour tour.
But I did want to highlight this part because there are some good parts to it, Jack. Just not many, and we will get to a few of them. But I wanted to play this clip because this is the kind of exchange that I like on Rogan. I don't watch Rogan for in-depth discussion. I don't policy discussion. I watch it for the conversational style of it. And that's why I tend to watch based on the guest rather than Rogan himself.
Yeah, because that dude is like sleep aid, man.
I can see why you think that, but I don't dislike him. There are people that they have on, oh, I'd love to watch that guest, but there's no fucking way I'm watching that guy. And it's
Yeah, I don't actually have a problem with Rogan. I think he's a really funny guy. It's just the
yeah,
way he talks on that show is so goddamn sleep inducing that I can't listen to it. It's
yeah. Look, I would watch a good interview that Cenk Uygur was doing if he could do a good interview, because it's not about the partisan side of it or any of that. Like, it has to be entertaining and keep my focus. So
yeah.
I get it if Rogan, especially because haven't you said like his the way he speaks puts you to sleep?
Yeah, it's his cadence because he's right up next to the microphone and he talks like this.
Yeah,
It's like a hypnotist.
and I can
time to go
understand
to
that
sleep.
as a criticism of him, absolutely. But I watch for the guest and their interesting stories, and Joe is supposed to be there to keep the conversation going, maybe even, inject some of his stories in it as well. And when it works very well. And when it doesn't, it actually is one of the most I can't watch like when he has UFC fighters on because I could not give a fuck less about the topic.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
he
I
loves UFC.
yeah, and I hey, a lot of his audience does too.
Yeah, well, he was like a ref for a long time.
That's just not the part of it that I watch for, which they do end up talking about UFC because Trump is a big fight fan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Trump was on wrestling a lot. Remember?
Wrestling, I mean, he used to hang out with Don King. I
Yeah,
mean, he's been to Tyson fights ringside. It's not like this is something that he just started doing because Dana White likes him.
yeah.
He's a true
That's probably how
fan.
he got to know Dana White.
Probably, yeah. Anyway,
I dropped the link to the entire interview. A critical drinker had posted it, and Fugi tagged me in it.
this interview.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah. We can drop the YouTube link when I'm done here. I'll grab it off
I
too.
just
So
grabbed the Twitter link, so I'm sure you can find it. It's not going to be difficult.
no. All right, but this exchange, okay. So we're 24 minutes in, and one of the first questions, I don't remember if it's the very first question or the first question, but Joe asked Trump what it was like when he first becomes president. And what he's trying to get at from his questioning is what did it feel like suddenly knowing that you are the leader of the free world? What's that like? And Trump doesn't really answer it. And Joe has to kind of redirect it 3 different times. And the closest he gets to is telling a story about how when he first got to the White House, it was surreal. And the one thing he really wanted to do was go into the Lincoln bedroom because he'd never seen it. And it's a historic thing. I mean,
Yeah,
Lincoln's bedroom. And that's about as close as he gets to, Joe was expecting something like, man, suddenly I realized the weight of the world is on my shoulders or, something like that. And if Joe was a better interviewer, no offense to Joe, he would be like, well, we saw when you came down the stairs the night that you won, you weren't yourself. You could see on his face the night that he makes his victory speech. That is a humbled man.
yeah,
And not humbled in the way of somebody, brought you down to your size. You realize the gravity of the situation, and you can see that on his face in that speech. And Joe should have brought it back to that rather than, what was it like your first day as president? Because by then you've had some chance to get used to it. And I would expect that the answer would be, man, it was kind of surreal. Walking into the White House and like, this is my house for the next at least 4 years. That's got to be surreal.
yeah. As opposed to like, well, I took my pants off as soon as I got in there, and I was like, "This is mine now, bitches."
I went and took the biggest dump in the presidential toilet just to say I could.
I got to meet the presidential plumber.
But that it was kind of the whole problem with the interview is, and Joe had a show today where he talks about it. He actually said that Trump is really slippery, and he wasn't saying it as an insult, just the way that Trump talks. And we discussed this on Undoomed show. Oh, by the way, for those of you who missed us last night, we're sorry. We were over on with Undoomed on his channel I was there for 4 hours. How long did you end up staying?
About 5 hours. We wrapped up.
There you go.
I had to go to bed.
So you can catch us over there. But I forgot what my point was. Go watch that too, but after you've done, watch this. So right after that whole discussion, they start to get into this, and Trump is talking about fuck, I don't even remember. But this exchange happens.
So I always got more publicity than other people, and it wasn't like I was trying. In fact, I don't know exactly why. Maybe you can tell me why.
Oh, I could definitely tell you. You said a lot of wild shit.
Maybe.
I mean, he's not wrong. Do you think Trump really doesn't understand why he gets so much attention?
I think it's a 50-50. Sometimes he does, sometimes he's like, why are they latching onto this?
I think he might wonder why he gets so much, but I mean, he clearly courts attention.
Oh, absolutely. But sometimes he says like rather innocuous seeming stuff to him, and it blows up, and he's like, why are you talking about this?
Right? Yeah. Oh, Jack, I just realized I am on the wrong internet. So give me like 10 seconds here to switch over.
All right, you're on the clock, buddy.
Oh, I didn't start the clock yet.
Oh, 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he's late. Let's
How,
go, guys.
how
Huh?
far down did you get? Did you make it to one?
I made it all the way to 1.
Oh, but I was already here. I just hadn't talked yet.
Oh, shit. He's on to me, guys.
All right. So again,
He's
we're
on
not going to
the
watch
porn
much more of
internet.
this. We're not going to watch much more of this, but that kind of exchange right there, that is the kind of exchange that I watch the show for. You know, it's a human moment. You know, I don't get it. It's because you say crazy shit, and it's why I like Joe too. Because there's not a single mainstream media personality who, if Trump said that, they would go, it's because you said bloodbath and very fine people. And Joe's like, because you say crazy shit. And Joe goes on to talk about how funny Trump is, and like when he was making fun of Tim Walz, and he points it out. I mean, and it is one of the things that people like about Trump, and he even tells Trump that a lot of the people that he resonated with in 2016, it wasn't even necessarily over his policies. It was over him being the one who's like, I'm just going to cut through the bullshit and tell you what I think. And people appreciate that.
Yeah, people appreciate somebody that's real.
Yes.
Trump doesn't talk like a politician talks. He talks like an average person.
Trump talks like you would expect a successful businessman who does not give a fuck what you think about him would talk.
Yeah.
This is what I think. This is what I believe. What? But overall, yeah, it wasn't that entertaining in my opinion. Somebody said to me, and it might have been Fugi, that if you don't know Trump, I could see this being interesting to you. Like if you've never seen him in any kind of, I don't want to say personal, but more personal situation than you would with like a standard interview. Yeah, maybe. What I do want to talk about. Oh, go ahead.
I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet. I plan on it. I just haven't. I don't have 3 hours.
I wouldn't. Seriously, just watch clips. Most of the good stuff has been clipped.
No.
There were a couple of interesting exchanges that they had, though, that I do want to highlight. One of them, sorry guys, I didn't grab the timestamps. I didn't think about it until I was already starting the show. And like, shit, I should have grabbed those timestamps. But being Joe Rogan, of course, he asked him about JFK and aliens. And
good.
He asked, yeah. I didn't like Trump's answer, though. Because
dodgy. He knows.
Well, in response to why he did not release all the Kennedy information, he said because he was asked not to. And in I can't remember if Joe specifically asked him to kind of elaborate on that or not, but it comes out that the reason that they didn't is that some of the people involved were still alive. And like, that's not a good reason.
No. Also, they have made 2 attempts on Trump's life, so.
Ministry of Wrong thank you. This is why the whole Project 2025 BS is so funny. The Dems want people to believe Trump would hide his policies, LOL. No shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, man could keep a thought to himself. I love him for it, but come on.
Exactly. Oh, thank you, Frosted Glass. If you went expecting Trump to outline his policies, you'll be disappointed. But I think it was a success because it shows him being personable, likable, and able to hold up a 3-hour conversation, dispels the accusations of being evil, senile, unhinged, etc. Yeah, he's so exhausted, you guys.
That was one of the thoughts I had, because I was like halfway through it, and Trump doesn't even really stumble over any words. And I'm like, what this really does well is highlight that he hasn't lost his mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for policy. In fact, that's not what I go to watch Joe Rogan for. I was looking for more either, JFK kind of stuff, Jack, or more personal kind of stories. And those weren't really there either. So in the JFK one, he specifically mentions that some of the people are still alive. And Joe asked him, like, well, what kind of stuff was in there that you didn't want, to get out? And Trump says, well, like addresses. You can block those. No, nobody's going to be mad that you redacted the address the guy lives in. What people want to know is who was responsible, what was done, and what do we know? So his answer to that basically is like, yeah, the government did it, but I can't say that out loud.
Yeah. Although
he did vow that when he gets in this time, it doesn't matter. He's just going to release them.
Good.
I think that has more to do with Bobby Kennedy Jr. being so close with him now.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't care. Whichever way we have to get all the information, I'm fine with it. I really wish he would have asked him about like the boys on the tracks, because we have heavily redacted FBI files that have never been released on that, and it should be.
And I doubt Trump's even aware of that case.
Yeah, bring that to his attention, though. A chance to take a slap at Hillary?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway, when he's asked about the aliens, he repeats what he's said before. I believe we've even seen him say it before, where he says he's not really into the whole alien thing, but he did talk with pilots, and they told him stuff that they saw that they couldn't explain, and these are really good-looking people. He's got a weird fetish for people in flight suits. Because there's two different times of this. He talks about how good looking his flight crews are, or the pilots are. I don't know why. Maybe that Top Gun volleyball scene had a more impactful reaction in him.
I think when he says good looking, he means that they're like well respected.
Nope.
No, he's talking about physical attractiveness.
Yes, he was. There is no doubt he was talking about physical attractiveness, especially when he says these people could be in Hollywood.
All right, that is weird.
He said, I could shoot a movie and you would think they were all actors. Yeah, he's a little, maybe he's really trying to court the pilot vote. I don't fucking know. But it is kind of weird how he did it twice, Jack. Twice. But nothing was really said that we didn't already know. Like Joe brings up that, hey, he's talked to some of the pilots that we've seen the videos from and stuff. And that almost seemed to confuse Trump. I don't know if he knows that those videos were ever released. He calls dude from Central Casting all the time at rallies. Does he really? I don't watch a lot of full Trump rallies because the man rambles. And not in the incoherent, I'm Joe Biden and don't know where the fuck I am kind of way, but in him just trying to get out every thought that's in his head at once kind of way.
Yeah, and it tends to go on tangents.
Yeah, and it can be distracting. It really can.
So is he going to release any of the UFO stuff?
That did not come up. So I don't know. Maybe. Look at the arms on that auto worker comes out a lot. I mean, pointing out somebody's jacked is not the same. Man, that dude's hot. He's hot. Man, I got a boner right now. That's a little different. Anyway, so the other clip that we're going to play is because of one of the Krasensteins, this time Edward, the father of all the children. He tweeted this out. Did Joe Rogan give Trump the question/topics in advance? Certainly sounds like it to me. Imagine if Kamala did this. Are you ready for this big drop here, Jack?
No.
Well, when you look at that chart, I was
It's crazy.
they just gave me that chart because they said you may want to discuss this topic, which I know is a big topic for
Yes.
you.
That's it. That's proof that Joe Rogan gave Trump the topic because Trump's people said, "Hey, Joe likes to talk about this shit. Maybe bring this chart and talk about him with it. Talk about it with him." Sorry, I said that wrong.
Is not evidence at all.
No, it's not even close. But that's how a Krasenstein thinks. And the only reason we are highlighting that, guys, is because Joe Rogan did respond to that when he said, "Weak people like Ed find creative ways to support their own delusions." Guy deaf piece sitting down. Yeah, nobody had any question about whether or not the Krasenstein's pee sitting down. The only question is whether they play with it as they do it. Come on, that was funny. Anyway,
their wiener or their poop.
Jack's over there eating. That's why he keeps muting. Just so you guys are aware, he's not ignoring me. I promise. Well, I hope.
No, I'm not ignoring you. I hear every word you say.
I promise. And I'm like, I can't promise that for Jack. Maybe he's over there pretending to eat because he doesn't want to deal with my shit.
No, I wouldn't be here if I was doing that.
I've seen my wife do that shit before. Like, well, I couldn't hear you. Anyway, the other thing that came out that did give us confirmation is that Joe has offered to have Kamala on the show. And I saw Andrew Yang tweet out, "I still think Kamala should go on Joe Rogan. It seems like Rogan would welcome it." Well, it doesn't. Rogan outright said he would welcome it. In fact, on his show today, where he was talking about yesterday's show, it came up again. He's like, "Yeah, I really want to talk with her." And he even says he doesn't want to have like a political interview with her. He wants to just have a discussion. And for all of you Kamala fans, both of you, it's an exceptionally bad idea. And even Kamala's people know she can't pull off human. This should be a slam dunk. A way to sit down and humanize yourself. It won't be the Trump McDonald's moment, but where you could point to just you and Joe having a conversation about your family or your upbringing or UFOs, anything.
Yeah, she can't have a conversation with people. She's too awkward.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen her when she's gone on like the Breakfast Club and she tries to be human and ends up saying that, she was listening to music before it was made?
Yeah, she's a perpetual liar, but
I don't. I mean, yes, it is lying, but it's almost sociopathic.
Yeah,
in that she doesn't know how humans actually interact and feel, but she's seen it, so she tries to imitate it. And she's like, "Oh, I know, I got darker skin, and if I'm gonna say I was smoking pot, I should probably say I was listening to rappers. And I've heard of Snoop Dogg before, and everybody knows who Tupac is. Yeah, I was smoking dope listening to Tupac before he ever made an album." So a lie, yes, Jack, but it's because she's trying to pretend to be us. She's trying to, and by us, I don't mean like normal, I mean just human. She can't do it. What was that show with the little robot girl?
Small Wonder.
Small Wonder. There you go. You got this little, she's Data. She's trying to pretend that she's human and she's just not. Hey, fellow humans. Exactly, Faithless. There's just nothing behind those eyes. It's all an algorithm.
Yeah, that's really disappointing because Hillary could have pulled off an interview with Rogan.
Sure.
She might have been murdered at the end, but she could have done it, and it probably would have been really good publicity, except with somebody like Kamala has the opposite effect.
Yeah, say what you want about Hillary, but she can pull off human. She can have human conversations and even endearing ones. she's still a sociopathic liar. She's not a sociopath. She's a psychopath.
I,
But yeah.
for one, think Hillary is a very nice, gentle older lady.
See, that's proof that she's a psychopath. People are afraid to criticize her because they'll die.
I do not believe she has had anybody murdered.
Tons of people have deadly accidents in the middle of an open road.
It's been known to happen. Hit and run trees, dude. Look it up.
Oh,
Just type
God.
in Arkansas.
Arkansas, indeed. Well, we're not supposed to talk about that because she'll kill us. Cammie's a rich girl who never had to think for herself. Yeah. Did you see, Jack? They came out and they found the pictures of Kamala as a McDonald's worker.
Did they?
Did they?
No.
No, they absolutely didn't. What they did is, hang on, let me see if I can find. I gotta find the actual picture. McDonald's. Dinner. I did not prepare for the show at all tonight. I just want to let y'all know that. So anybody's like, Monkey doesn't seem prepared. Yep. All right. So here is the picture that they shared. It says, case closed. Now the cult can rest.
Is that Rosario Dawson?
No, that is a picture of Kamala. Actually, the face part is.
Yeah, something ain't right with the picture though.
You might notice that the arms are, how do I want to put this? Not Indian.
They look very Barbie-esque, like a doll.
It is a real picture. This is a real picture. It's just of this woman.
Good job, internet. Oh man, did 4chan crack this one?
Wait, it gets better. This is a dead woman.
Jesus, that's fucked up.
They took a picture of a dead woman and photoshopped Kamala's face on it to try to own the cult.
That's sick, man.
It's okay though. They have an answer. How do you know this isn't the fake picture? I can answer that, Jack. Because this picture comes from a memorial page that her parents put up.
Jesus Christ, that is really sick. Who came up with this nonsense?
Some dumbass liberals. Like, I know what we'll do. I forget their name. I saw the person who first posted this nonsense. We'll go get a picture of just somebody at McDonald's. I know. Let's get a dead person so they can't say no. That's me. Because the internet doesn't fucking exist. This is what they thought was a good idea. Let's Photoshop Kamala's face onto a clearly white chick. Now that you've seen this picture, Jack, let's go back to the original one. See how white her neck is there? I mean, it's blindingly white.
Yeah, they didn't correct that at all.
They did no color correction on this.
Yeah, the more you look at it, the head looks like the neck looks too long, the face looks too small. You start to notice it, because this type of stuff can only trick your eye for so long.
If you've seen Kamala, there's just no way this was her. And you had several reasons why you even thought, hey, this could have been AI. That's how fake it looks. Yeah,
because there's something about it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I was wrong about the arms like being fake, but there's something there that your brain knows isn't quite right.
But you do not get that same feeling when you look at the real pictures. Like the girl there standing getting a picture taken. She was apparently a swing manager at McDonald's.
Oh.
And even kind of, I don't want to say more fucked up, but in the series of photos that this is in, there's two of them. It's her right here, and then there's another picture of her working the fry station.
Oh, God.
Yeah. At least they didn't go with that one. You know?
Yeah, well, it's still needlessly cruel to do this to the family.
Thank you, Kamala Harris. In fairness, Monk, she wasn't using her face anymore. I unburdened her of what has been. That is so fucked up.
Yeah, like you could tell this woman's like a ginger too, because look how she's got the rosacea on her face.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Crimgate. Would have been funnier if they waited for Kamala to use it and confirm it's her before it was debunked. I think they probably went to Kamala, her people, immediately and went, "Look, we got it." And she went, "That's not my house." Don't even Kamala. I don't think is that dumb.
I would hope not, but it's
Yeah.
once again showing that they will replace any redhead with a black woman.
Yes, yes. Ginger
Allegedly,
replacement is real.
yeah, the ginger side continues even after you're dead.
They used a dead woman, dude. How fucked
That's
up
really
is that?
fucked up. That, unbelievable.
Yeah, so that was going around today because they're fucking disgusting degenerates. I voted today, Jack. Early voting has started in Michigan, and I'm not positive I will have access to a vehicle to get to the polling place on election day. Got family things coming up, Jack.
Oh, nice.
I I want to make sure I vote, so I went and cast my vote for Donald Trump today. It's the
Nice.
first time since the 2000 election that I have voted for a major party candidate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good job, buddy.
And the Democrats made me do it.
Well,
I might not even be supporting Trump if they hadn't have pulled the lawfare shit.
yeah. Oh, I think a lot of people are in that camp.
I would still be saying the same things we've been saying. I'd be pointing out what a fucking retard Kamala is, but I don't think I would have voted for Trump if they hadn't have pulled that. And Kamala, and I don't understand why, she tweeted out today, Georgia started early voting and they broke historic records. North Carolina started early voting and they broke historic records. Let's break early voting records today across Michigan. You know the problem with her pointing that out? The Democrats already had their big push for early voting to get their side out. The increases, the records that we're seeing are coming because Republicans are going out or people like me going out and voting for Trump.
Yay, let's break some records.
Republicans have really been pushing the early voting thing this time.
Oh, yeah.
Even Trump himself. Like, get out there and vote. And so, yeah, the Michigan, probably the most corrupt state in the country, bro. No. I can look across the water and see a more corrupt state. They shared Lake
Ontario?
Michigan. No,
Oh.
Illinois.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Louisiana still exists, so yeah, we could be one of the most corrupt, but we're not the most corrupt. Monkey, what did you? Did you said my name with a question mark? What I did. Now I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I'm scared.
So yeah, for all of you Democrats out there, I'm just trying to help you out. You need to stop telling people to go vote early because all you're doing is making this worse for Kamala. Dude, I went and looked at the polling today. I haven't looked at it in depth in probably a week or more. And Kamala's fucked.
Good. I mean,
Nationally,
I hope North Carolina just comes out in a giant red wave.
none of the swing states are really going her way. Even North Carolina, it's gotten to not even within the margin of error. I mean, it's like tied by their own polling.
I think North Carolina especially is not going to go her way because of all the ignoring they were doing during the hurricane.
And still,
post-hurricane. Yeah, they're still ignoring it. I think that's disgusting on so many levels. But I think it's pushing a lot of people toward Trump.
you have her out here talking about a woman who died because the abortion law trumps abortion bans. All right, let's even say that Amber, whatever the hell her name is, died from Trump's abortion bans. That's one person. When was the last time you talked about the 100 or more? I forget the exact number at last count that died from the hurricane, from Helene.
or just lost everything. You're discounting people whose entire lives have been upended or ended because of a natural disaster that you're ignoring.
Eagle said, I heard he's up 2 in Michigan. It depends on which polls, but again, the polling is so close. I mean, we could even check that out. Let's go over to 538, Jack. Oh, look at that. It's the first thing in my drop down because I was just looking at it. All right. So we have the national poll, which again is meaningless. That's the popular vote at best. And even that, it's 46.7 or sorry, 46.9 to 46.6. And again, this is with left-leaning polling. With left-leaning polling nationally, she's only up by 1.3. And when you consider that, like in California, she's up 20 points, that means most of the nation, other states at least, don't like her. I wonder what happens to this number if you take California out of the equation. Now, again, it's the national one. It's looking at the what would be the popular vote, so you don't really want to take them out, but it's basically California. New York, of course, is going that way too. For all of those who think New York is in play, I don't really do drugs, but if I did, I'd want some of yours because he's down by 20 points there too. He might do better than they expect, but there's no way he's like winning that. All right, so let's check in on Arizona first. Right now, 48.7 to 46.7 with Trump in the lead. Now, Arizona, how do I want to put this? They excel in shenanigans. So a 2% cushion might not be enough for shenanigans. Wink, wink. Everybody get what I'm saying? Wink.
They looked at Chicago and were like, we learned it by watching you.
Sin Nikki, thank you. Got to beat the cheat. Biden is going to get votes because they forgot to toss the reprinted ballots. That would be amazing to me. I keep seeing people going, oh, they're saying Trump's winning so that you guys don't go out and vote. Who does that? When you guys win, don't you want to crush your opponents?
Yes, you want to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their non-binaries.
Yeah, I want to win, and I'll take a win by a little bit, but that's not how I want to win. I want to destroy you. I want you to never challenge me again. Is that wrong?
Nope.
Are people out there so pussyfied these days that that's not how Americans think anymore?
No, they're just lazy now. They're like, oh, well, I guess if he's winning, I don't have to go out and vote. No, you should go out and vote anyway.
I'm so competitive like that, Jack, that I think in like a peewee baseball league that if one team is up by like 60, they should keep playing until all 9 innings are done. And the kids that lost by 60 should have to feel bad about it.
It should inspire them to try harder.
Yeah. Ain't no mercy rule. Fuck that shit.
I mean, they could quit if they want, but what are you learning by that? Just walk away from your defeat? You've learned nothing.
You make them little bastards get all 27 outs before that game is over. Just saying. All right, so we got Arizona there. What's another? Georgia. This is the one where Kamala should be winning. And the overall polling shows Trump up by 1.6 again. In Georgia. This is the state where even the governor's like, fuck Trump. I'm a Republican, but fuck that guy. He's a fucking shithead. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And even with that, the Kamala crowd can't overcome it.
Good.
In polls that are clearly skewed Democrat.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of these polls are going to be heavily Democrat because Republicans have jobs to go to.
Can you check the other states? Of course. If you have one specific, let me know. We're mostly going to look at the swing states. So if there's one you're curious about, let me know. What other swing states do we have? We have Michigan.
Oh.
They're in alphabetical order, so North Carolina's coming.
Ew.
Texas, I will do my best to remember to check Texas. They're nuts. I checked it earlier, and Trump's winning pretty well. Minnesota again, we'll check it, but he's losing there. Who's ahead in Michigan? Harris, 47.6 to 47.2.
Oh, that is so within the margin of error.
0.4% is all she's ahead right now in the aggregate polling.
Wow.
Thank you, Dragon Mage. Will early votes for Biden be counted for Kamala? Legally, they cannot be. The fact that the people changed on the ballot, no, the vote is already cast. That vote goes to Biden. I do wonder if that'll hurt her anywhere, because there was some absentee voting that had already happened by the time that he drops out.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
All right. So I'm seeing, should I just do every state? Because y'all, everybody wants to see states.
Well, let's do the swing states first and then see how you feel.
All right. So we were asked about Minnesota. There you go. Trump's down by 5 there. I still think he can pull out Minnesota, but I think he can pull out Virginia, but a lot has to happen for those two things. They're not things that I'm going to claim are going to happen, but I'm not going to be surprised if they do. All right. I believe North Carolina would be our next swing state. Trump's up by 1.4 in the latest aggregate.
I'm betting that's a lot higher than that.
Well, when you're having this, what was it in 2020? Joe ends up finishing 1.8 up, and if you look at the polling there, he's ahead the whole fucking way. And if you look at 2024, Kamala doesn't really have a lead here anywhere. Trump is pulling away now, but it's been neck and neck the whole time she's been in.
Weird.
This is really bad for the Democrats. Again, guys, you have to understand, all of these polls think that there are more Democrats, so they always put more weighting to the Democrats, even though we just recently heard, Jack, that nationally there are now more Republicans than registered Democrats. What about Pennsylvania? By the way, Ohio, I checked for you, Jack. You guys are way ahead for Trump.
Yeah. A lot of jobs have left Ohio, and a lot more look like they're going to. So there's been a lot of Trump signs. The Harris people are diehards because they have like dump Trump signs left over from 2020 that they're dusting off, but there's not that many. I mostly see Trump signs around.
I was riding back. Lady Monkey was driving. Yes, my wife drives most of the time because my legs have a tendency to spasm occasionally, Jack. That's not good behind the wheel. I still drive, but if I don't have to, I don't. I ride bitch, okay? I'm all right with it. I got a sugar mama driving me around.
Your chauffeur, Lady Monkey.
That's right.
Monkey having sex with the chauffeur.
We're driving back, and we actually pass a Kamala event in my tiny little town. And there's like 8 people out there with a whole bunch of little Kamala signs and a free Kamala sign that the guy is holding up.
Wow.
And I just started laughing, and the guy gave me a thumbs up and like, yeah, you do you, homie, but you are in the wrong place.
Did you see that Halloween thing somebody put up where it was like human traffickers for Harris?
Yes.
Evil One sent me that. I kept laughing and laughing.
All right, we were asked about Pennsylvania. In the aggregate polling, Trump has pulled ahead, which if you look at the graph there, I know it's really hard to see because the line is so close together.
Yeah.
But Trump has not been ahead at all until about a week ago. And he's pulled ahead in the aggregate by 0.4. So well within the margin of error. But what was Biden in 2020? Let's see. How did he look at that? He's up by 5 the whole way in Pennsylvania.
Wow. Well, Pennsylvania, much like Ohio and Michigan, has been bleeding jobs.
Yeah.
So things have not gone well under the Biden administration for a lot of the Rust Belt states and a lot of the manufacturing. And Pennsylvania is kind of one of those states.
Nuts asked about Texas. Trump is firmly ahead there, 7 points.
Good. You got to compensate for all the illegals in Austin.
Yeah. Oh, we were also asked about Maine. Hang on. Some of these will not have a graph, and this is one of them. The aggregate has Trump up basically by 10 points. There's several of these states that are like that, where they're just that we know what's going to happen in that state.
I would think New England would go more left, but
not Maine. I was looking at them like Connecticut and Delaware. Those are, and granted, that's not up there, but Connecticut is firmly in her camp. Delaware firmly in her camp. What else is up that way? New Jersey, all of that shit. Yeah, the ones you would expect. But Maine has been going Republican in several presidential elections.
Maybe they're sick of touching Canada.
Kenny Bunkport, man. And then the other one, Wisconsin is the one I want. There it is. Trump is behind by 0.1 in Wisconsin. And again, if you look at the graph there, it's not by much, but she's been ahead in the polling all the way until like 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Wow, those interviews she's doing must be crushing her.
They are. They make no sense. New Hampshire. I don't know what. I didn't even look at New Hampshire. What are they doing?
Sorry, guys. A lot of my muting is because I have sinuses going.
Oh, you're
I'm
fine, bud.
blowing my nose.
Kamala up pretty healthy in New Hampshire by 6. How's Iowa looking these days? Trump is ahead by 6. They're not even. This is another one where they like don't even bother with the graph.
Wow.
You remember when Iowa used to be in play?
Yeah.
Florida, Trump has a pretty healthy lead, 6 points there.
I'm sorry. Did we check Nevada?
No, we did not do Nevada. That's the one I keep forgetting is even a swing state this year.
Yeah.
Trump up by 0.3, and this is another one where Trump has never really been ahead in the state. I mean, if you go all the way back here to August, what is this? August 16th. Trump had a minor lead, and then for the rest of the way, all of them show Kamala either even or ahead by a little bit.
Wow.
And let's look at that. A week ago, she starts losing the lead.
Anderson Cooper screwed Kamala.
Well, they have it in their heads that she's the Van Jones thing we saw. Why is there a different standard for her?
Yeah.
There's not. I mean, there is, but not in the way that they think, because they have it in their heads that no, it's just that they're mean to her. I saw I forget which media personality it was, but the Washington Post came out the other day, and the first time since 1988, they are not endorsing a candidate.
Which means not endorsing a Democrat.
The Washington Post, not the New York Post.
Yeah.
Which is basically them saying, we're supporting Trump, but please don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. New York Post came out and endorsed Trump right on the cover page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, look, I am not a fan of news publications endorsing people. I think all it does is give credibility to people who point and say, hey, you got a bias.
Yeah. But that's been a thing that they did since it was like you had the local Democrat paper and the local Republican paper.
Yep.
It was in their names.
It's a part of American, I don't know, what's the word I want here, Jack? Tradition. Tradition.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I have to like it. But when they're coming out and saying that they are not going to support Kamala, because that's what this is saying. That is huge. It's kind of like when the union did it. We all know why the union did it because they even told us.
Yeah.
All of our people support Trump, but we're not going to do that.
But Jeff Bezos not coming out in support of Kamala. Oh, that kind of says something.
It's not even Bezos. He owns the place, but he's not the head of the editorial board there.
No, but that's how it's being perceived by the Democrats.
Cindy, thank you. Austin does have illegals. We have California imports. Fair enough.
Yeah, they're shipping them to you guys. They're like, we don't want them.
But this lady that's whining about the Washington Post not backing Kamala, like, you guys treat her so different. Yes, they do, but it's to her favor because if it wasn't Trump, if they were being honest and doing things normal, they would have endorsed him. They didn't do that because she is getting special treatment.
Well, they've expected special treatment for so long, they think they're entitled to that. So when they don't get it, you're being mean and setting a different standard.
But the point is that they are getting it. They are still covering for her and how bad she is.
It's not
Why
good
not?
enough. It's not good enough. No.
Sure.
Special treatment or fuck off.
What they expect is just outright love no matter what.
That's right. How dare you?
The Washington Post editor left, and LA Examiners decided not to endorse anyone and got rid of their editor. We've seen so many where like now, we're not endorsing anybody this time. And again, there is an argument, Jack, that they really don't like either of them.
Oh yeah.
But typically, even if they're choosing lesser of two evils, they're like, I don't want to support Bush, but we're going to because who ran against Bush in 04? I forget. Whoever, they're worse. You know, they are the worst evil, so we're gonna say vote for Bush.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that here, and they're just, and we know why. We know why, because it looks bad for Kamala. All right. Anybody else want a state pulled up that I missed? Please say so now.
Yeah, you forgot about John Kerry.
Was it John Kerry? Oh, yeah.
Swift
boat. Yeah, you're right. Yep. It's easy to forget John Kerry. His wife does.
I try and forget John Kerry. That man's face is haunting. It's slowly melting like a bad wax puppet. Ugh. Guy's creepy as shit.
Tennessee, we'll get that in 1 second. Right here, we see California. I mean, she's up 23% there. That's why the national polls are so close. All right, Tennessee. There we go. Trump is a fuck. The closest one I'm seeing there is 20 points.
Good job, Tennessee. Way to come through.
I guess this one is 19 points, technically.
Oh, my God. Only 19? Come on, Tennessee. Get out there and vote.
Yeah, so Tennessee is going solidly for Trump. Kentucky, all right, let's see. I'm imagining it's going to be similar. Yeah. Fuck, they haven't done one since April, though.
Do they really need to at this point?
No.
I mean, granted, they fought for the South, but Kentucky and Tennessee are pretty solid red states.
This is from April with fuck, Robert Kennedy's the one who sponsored the poll. This is before the Biden meltdown at the debate, and Biden was losing by 30 points. Oh, man. Yeah. Wow. American Samoa, nobody gives a shit. They can't even vote. Alaska's headed towards Trump by almost 10 points. So, which way is Atlantis voting? Down. Mississippi. There it is. Trump's up by about 13 from the latest poll, which again was a Robert Kennedy poll back in April. They're not even bothering to poll these states, Jack.
No, a lot of the southern and Midwest states are likely going to Trump. I mean, they're pretty solid red states.
But they're polling California. And
They're
they're
pulling
polling New York.
California for money.
You're probably right about that. And New York, again, he's up by 14.5 there. If anybody I saw somebody today say that the reason that Trump is campaigning and running ads and stuff in New York is because it's in play. I'm like, not for Trump.
No, they pull these solid blue states because they know that the blue state candidates need something to hold on to if they're not doing well. So they're out like, oh, we got to give them California's numbers to show that they're crushing it there.
Also, I mean, if you're looking at the national poll, you got to include California because they are, most populous state and everything. So you're not, if you're looking at the overall mood of the country, including all of the citizens, then yeah, that's you have to. Where you can just kind of guess what Tennessee is doing. Killing Negroes. No, that's wrong.
Bama.
So if I missed anybody's state, Vermont. I haven't closed it on my screen yet, so I can still pull that up here. Oh, wow. Vermont is clearly going towards Miss Harris. That is, this is from August, so maybe it's gotten a little worse, but 70-29. God damn. They're making California look conservative.
Yeah. Good job, California. Thanks for leaning red.
New Mexico.
They voted
Harris
for the president of Mexico.
This has Harris up by 7, basically.
Ooh.
Now, the one that I mentioned a little bit, but we didn't actually talk about, Harris is up by 6 in Virginia. And of all of the ones that aren't being called swing states that I think could swing, Virginia is probably my number one. We saw Youngkin win in 2021. The polls then had him anywhere from barely ahead to down by 2, and he ends up winning by 2. The 2022 election, their House races, they have 11 seats. 6 of them went Democrat, and that's with the major focus on abortion that year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They only managed 6 of their 11 seats. Again, guys, I'm not claiming Virginia is going to switch, but if it does, I will not be shocked at all. I think that, and again, the latest poll, this is one of them where I went and looked up their methodology and everything. And it actually says that they weighted things for the outcome they were looking for. And I'm like, wait.
What?
What? That's not how you do a poll. Somebody said Arkansas just for the fun of it. Let's see. Trump's only ahead 15 there. And this one goes back to September, so we don't even have any updated things on that. It does bother me that they don't poll states more, I get it. It's expensive to do polling, and nobody's going to be like, Arkansas thinks Trump is great. You want the big headline, the flashy Trump up by 20 in California, because that actually seems like it means something.
Yeah.
Washington. Washington's going to be clearly for Kamala. I just don't know by how much.
Is that DC or the state?
We can check both. District of Columbia. Let's see. Wow. When was this poll done? November 2nd or October 20th through November. Wait, am I in the right year? No. Okay. They don't even have one for District of Columbia this year.
Yeah, that's probably going for Harris anyway.
Yeah. Go down here to Washington State. Harris is up by 19.3. 55.6 to 36.3. And that's a pretty recent poll from October 16th. It is funny to me, though, that if you look at the swing states, Jack, between a week and 2 weeks ago is when everything gets really tight. where Kamala starts losing the minor leads she's had all along. It's almost like letting her talk is a bad idea.
I disagree. I think she should talk more.
Oklahoma, we should have just done all the states, Jack. That's my bad. Let's see, the national poll. This time I actually did close it down. I had to reopen it. You son of a. Trump is up 34. Wow, 66 to 34. That is a month-long poll. They did a poll for a month and only got 400 respondents. How many people live in Oklahoma?
How many people have home phones in Oklahoma?
That's wow. Yeah. The one that was done by WPA Intelligence, never heard of them before, from October 16th through the 18th is 65 to 29. Fuck.
Ouch.
Yeah, she's going to lose Oklahoma by a lot. They don't even got to count votes there. Kansas. God, fucking corn girl. Love you nuts. Let's see. What is Kansas looking like these days? Kansas. It's actually pretty close. But it's another one from April. That was a direct. Okay, it's not close. I need to rephrase that. That was Trump versus Kennedy, because it's another Kennedy sponsored poll.
Yeah.
It was 44 to 42, but the Biden Trump one was 47 to 31.
Wow.
So yeah.
What about West Dakota?
There is no West Dakota.
That's what Frosted said.
There's a West Virginia and there's a North and South Dakota, but there's no West Dakota.
Maybe in your timeline there's no West Dakota.
Country Roads Take Me Home. You want to see what West Virginia says? It says, we are too busy fucking our sisters to answer polls. Oh, that's weird.
Where you looked at Arkansas.
West Virginia, did that change? Oh, it did. Okay. 61 to 34 back from August. It's not an updated poll there. It does make it hard to judge some of those, Jack, but you'll notice most of those are ones that are one way or the other. Kamala's going to win or Trump's going to win. There's no question.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see what the exit polling looks like. I think that's going to be a lot more accurate.
When did Biden swap out? That was in July.
Yeah, because with Biden dropping out and Kamala coming in, that throws a lot of things off. And then you've got all the stupid interviews and bad debates and whatnot. That's going to throw things off. And then you've got actual turnout. Like, how many Kamala supporters are saying to the pollsters they're going to vote for her, but then just can't get themselves out of the chair? Same with Trump supporters.
Even Gaffigan made that joke at the Al Smith dinner, like that there's a phenomenon of people who won't admit they're voting for Trump, but they're going to, and they're called the Biden family.
Yeah, I think the Bidens are definitely voting for Trump out of pure spite.
Monkey, in West Virginia, we don't fuck our sisters. It's our cousins. The closer the kin, the deeper in. Look, man. I've been through West Virginia. I've seen the one tooth y'all share. You can't tell me that's accidental, that's not some sloth inbreeding there. I'm just saying. For anybody who listens from outside the country, you're like, Monkey's making fun of our country again. Just listen to how I talk about my own sometimes. You're not special is what I'm getting at. I'm not xenophobic. I just think everybody's fucked up and I enjoy laughing at it. All right, what else do we got going on today? I hate to toot my own horn, Jack, but when it comes to making jokes about people I'm arguing with being inbred, I'm second to none. That's all. I'm very creative in coming up with ways to tell people that I think they're inbred.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to point out how their family tree is. It's just a telephone pole.
And that wasn't even regarding this conversation. I just scrolled past one that I did on Twitter earlier. Okay, I just have to point this one. I hate to bring up the Krasensteins again. I don't like to give them more than one bout of attention throughout the night because it really is like picking on the retarded kids sometimes. And I don't feel bad, but I know I should feel bad for it. When we win, we need a federal photo ID requirement. This is ridiculous. And it's a map of all of the places where photo ID is required, or there's no requirement whatsoever, guys. And the gray right there that you see on this map of the United States is where you do not have to prove that you are you when you vote. And in some of those cases, the signature doesn't even have to match.
Yes.
But don't worry, there's no reason to think anything bad is going on.
Why would you want to think that?
So anyway, and Wokeness pointed that, we need to fix this shit. And Edward Krasenstein, that fucking retard we were just talking about a minute ago, but whether or not a rape victim should be forced to give birth to their rapist child should be left up to the states to decide, right? How are those even like remotely related? We need to have ID to vote, but you won't let people kill their baby.
Well, it's any consolation. I've never seen anyone not have to show ID to do that.
I just don't even understand sometimes where these come from.
Because they've got nothing to say, but they're angry about it.
And notice that, when somebody's raped, it's not what most abortions are by a lot. So stop with that shit. All right, moving along. Oh, yeah. All right, now we got to talk about it. A big story came out today, Jack. Or maybe it was yesterday. It is a throbbing story. And I'm going to let Joseph R. Biden tell you about it. Because nothing is funnier to me than listening to Biden speak. Well, don't worry, guys. We'll dig into the nitty gritty in a minute. We'll get to a real story. But it is funny to me that Biden says this and the news media starts all writing about it at the same time. And I'll explain why that's funny later.
He has literally spoken out and said he's opposed to. And his new the wealthiest man in the world is now his ally, right? Well, that wealthiest man in the world turned out to be a legal worker here when he was here.
He meant illegal?
Serious. He was supposed to be in school when he came on a student visa. He wasn't in school. He was violating the law. He's talking about all these illegals coming our way.
That's right, Jack. Elon Musk cheated the system and got into the country illegally. That's what Biden's talking about here.
Is there any evidence of that?
Yes, there actually is, including some of Elon's own words and his brother's public statements about it.
Wow.
I'm just glad that they finally found an illegal they don't like.
Well, it would be an African American, though.
Yeah, an African American who is successful, and they're like, we can't have those in the country.
Yeah, we don't like those kind of illegals.
Okay, so here's the story. When he comes over, he's supposed to be here on a student visa, and he doesn't go to school. He even applies and is accepted at what, Penn State, or I forget fucking what school it was. And he's like, yeah, I'm not actually going to school. And he completely drops out and he makes a company, and they can't take it public because, well, he's an illegal. And so they do eventually get him into the system, and he is an American citizen now. But how he got here is illegal. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. He broke the law, Jack.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Now, before anybody's like, wait, you're going to defend Elon, aren't you? Yes, I am. And I'll tell you why. If every illegal that came in and started billion-dollar companies that put everybody to work and paid billions of dollars into our tax system every year, individually, not if we count all of their soda pop bottles. No,
Hmm.
nobody would be complaining about illegals.
Yes.
The problem with illegals, yes, it's them coming here illegally, and maybe there should be some slap on the hand for Elon here, but that's not why everybody's doing it. It's because kids are being killed, women raped and murdered. And you're going to compare that to Elon? And it's the
Yeah.
one time you suddenly have a fucking problem with illegals is because he supported your fucking opponent? Was the way he got here illegal or the way he stayed here? The way he stayed here. The way he stayed here, which is a lot of illegal immigration that we have, is people overstaying student visas. But yeah, his brothers come out and said that they weren't legal. There's a the funny part about this is it's a breaking. Oh my God, you guys won't believe this. Elon and his brother had a public conversation where his brother said that they came in illegally, and Elon said, "Well, it's a gray area," and his brother says, "No, it was illegal." Jack, this breaking news. Want to take a guess what year this conversation was that was reported on at the time?
2010.
Close, actually. It was like
Oh.
2009.
So close.
So they're like, we caught him. All of this secret information that's out in the public.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like the federal government, though. They're so bad at this that it took them over a decade to find out.
Thank you, Frosted, who says illegals who can catch a spaceship can stay. Deal? I will accept that deal.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, I support deporting Elon. Soon as all of the others that have drained our fucking system are gone. And then he can immediately reapply. Kamala Harris, thank you. When we deport Elon, can I have his face? No. Yeah, but this is their newest October surprise is that Elon. Do you remember when they're like, hey, he's not running for office. You can't talk about him. You know, like Doug Emhoff's thing where even the girl apparently came out and went, yeah, he beat me. She came out, Jack. She's still using a pseudonym, but she backed up the story.
Wow.
You see that on headline news?
Nope.
No. And if you talk to liberals about it, their answer is he's not running for office. He beat a woman, dude.
Well,
Why?
Democrats have no problem with violence when they're the ones perpetuating it.
Oh, especially against women, dude. Oh man,
Yeah.
they love beating women.
This really looks that way, doesn't it?
I saw we might even get to it, but somebody I think it was Michelle Obama. Yeah, hey, we got to protect us women's because if we lose this election, then women are going to be illegal and they're just going to beat us and rape us and kill us and act like male feminists. It's amazing to me that they keep using fear. Like, you women, this is our last chance. Like, you want women to get beat up by men in a boxing ring.
Yes.
You want perverts in their locker rooms.
Those are sainted trans people. That makes it okay.
It's so fucking stupid. We're the party that's going to save women so that men can beat on them. Awesome.
Well, that mentality, every guy that's arrested for domestic abuse should identify as a trans person. And then they can be like, well, it was evenly matched.
Knew a Canadian here illegally since he assumed he was a citizen since he was married to an American and served in the Navy for decades. Still, he needed to do the paperwork. If the story about Elon is on the up and up, he absolutely knew he was gaming the system, that he was here illegally and was just, yeah. I'm not making any excuses for what he did, Jack.
No, I mean, if that's what he did, it was wrong. He should pay a fine. But I don't think we need to deport him. He's actually contributing.
Yeah.
If he was leeching off the system, then I'd be like, get the fuck out. But he's contributing. So
He actually is paying the taxes. He's the reason that they can tell me illegals pay taxes.
yeah, that's a good point.
And I'm not going to be fucking preached to by these fucking assholes who tell me, who literally voted that if a man is guilty of rape or beating a woman, that they shouldn't immediately be evicted from the country as illegals. They can kiss my whole fucking ass.
What?
The Democrats in Congress voted against kicking out guys guilty of beating and raping women.
Well, illegals.
We're not talking about people who've gotten their citizenship, Jack. These are illegals.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that's racist, man.
Yeah, how dare you, bigot?
Because apparently they agree with Trump that they're rapists.
Yes.
Oh wait, not supposed to point that out.
No.
Look, if Elon did that, fuck him for doing it that way. But again, he is not the reason people are upset about illegal immigration. I've never run into Elon like at a grocery store and couldn't have a conversation with him because you don't speak the language and you don't belong here.
Yeah, he at least respects our customs for the most part and understands the path to citizenship that actually needs to be done. Even if he bypassed it, he still understands it. So,
and yeah, that's why I do want to be careful. I'm not condoning what he did, not at all, because yeah, you're an illegal, man, or you were, and you fucked our system. It does show that we need better enforcement of our system because he got away with it, Jack. And there is a slight chance he lied on his application to become a citizen, which could get him into real trouble. Especially if the Democrats keep control, because they will go after him.
Which is dumb because he could get us to Mars.
Rowan Cloud, thank you. It's like Eminem said, though, Monkey. If you can't batter a woman, how the fuck are you supposed to bake them a cake? Fair enough. You know, when I started reading as a battered a woman, I was thinking baby batter, not beat, because I'm not a Democrat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think, women are for humping and making babies and hugging and cuddling and having a nice life with. And they think, punch her in the face.
Women are for loving. You heard it here first, guys.
True. Next week, we find out Elon is MS-13. Is in MS-13. Yes. He's a bastard, man. He gangsta. Oh, my God. Can you imagine an autistic gang? That would be amazing. I need that in my life now.
You're going to do what we say. I want all the poop you have.
Okay.
Oh, you said autistic, not Downsy. My bad.
Tomato. Oh, sorry to my autistic fans out there. I don't think you're retarded. The medical community does. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of retarded, so Trump has a thing in Traverse City, Michigan. He went to there right after the Joe Rogan thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings up a bunch of Muslims on the stage who are supporting him. And angry white lady here has something to say about it.
Okay, talk me down. I just heard that the mayor of Michigan.
The mayor of Michigan?
Yep, that's what she said. The mayor of Michigan. Now, you might think, hey, Monkey, if you play that, she'll say from the town or city. No, she leaves it at the mayor of Michigan, and we'll see it in a second.
Oh, look at that lady.
I actually had to pause it at this moment and stop and have a kind of moment, and then rewind it and watch it again the first time I saw it, because this almost broke my brain.
She looks like the bag lady that hangs out at the laundromat. I film my videos.
She could pull off bag lady pretty easily.
Yeah, pulls off. Not actually is.
Talk me down. I just saw that the mayor of Michigan. At that point, you're telling me nothing you say can even be addressed properly because you're a fucking idiot. Q, thank you. Elon paid $11 billion in taxes in 2022. That puts the amount the U.S. robbed him between the entire GDP of Kosovo and Somalia that year. I think he's paid his debt for overstaying a visa by a few months 2 decades ago.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that actually.
I still, the rule of law has to matter.
Yeah,
So-
look, let him pay a fine and move on. It's not the end of the world. Lots of people have done that.
Yeah, but that is their big, oh my God, I can't believe fuck right off. Anyway, so mayor of Michigan here.
And the Arab Muslim community of Michigan are supporting Trump. Do they not remember that he said he wanted to deport all Muslims?
Did Trump say he wanted to deport all Muslims?
I don't remember that.
I mean, he might have. In all honesty, I'm asking. I don't know. If he did say this, that's a 2016 thing. And we know he didn't deport all Muslims because, he had some up on his stage the other night.
No, they were deported. They're new. He deported all the other ones.
Are you nuts? Wait until you see what he does if you get what you want. And by the way, this has to be nothing but sexism. A woman president. Oh, holy shit, no.
It's just sexism. You heard it's sexism because you won't vote for that crazy, stupid lady we want.
She just called Muslims sexist. Are we allowed to admit it now?
Muslims were right about women.
Muslims were right about women. I don't think you're supposed to say that part, lady. I think
that's all it could be, because otherwise it's plain stupidity.
Well, then that's an otherwise, so it could be something else. You're not a very smart person. You probably shouldn't record yourself and put it online because you're dumb.
Well, there's that, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you because hopefully you'll pop up and I'll be able to make money off you again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rowan Cloud. This is for Jack because he only accepts PayPal. Jack, fix your stuff. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait,
Thank
what the
you.
fuck do I accept?
I don't know. Apparently you accept credit cards.
I did not know that, but all right. Cool.
I also have Cash App, so
there you go.
You can give me money that way. But thank you, Rowan Cloud.
This one I just love. We're not going to talk about it too much. It's just Democrats are so fucking stupid. The unemployment rate is currently 4.1%, the lowest since 1968. And then it says a whole bunch of other really stupid shit. This isn't even the lowest of the Biden administration. It's the lowest it's been since 1968. It's not even the lowest of this administration, you silly bitch. It's actually up to 4.1%. It was down to like 3.5, Jack.
Wow.
Which, by the way, it was under Trump as well. It's the lowest it's been. It's Google. It's not that hard. I know you have access. You're on Twitter.
Look, you're assuming that they're at least a little bit not retarded. And I think that's dangerous, Monkey.
I don't know why they're so proud of being so stupid.
Because being smart is weird and nerdy to them. Knowing things means you're exposed to ideas that are outside of the collective accepted response, and they don't like that.
All right, I'm gonna show you a video real quick. This is from Ben Shapiro the other day. He went on this. I guess it's we call it a show, It's a YouTube thing that they do where they'll have one person on there and then they debate a whole bunch of people. And
Oh yeah. I saw some clips from this. This is fucking irritating.
the folks in the audience have little flags, and if the person at the table isn't doing well, they can all hold up their flag, and everything stops. And then they have a countdown, and a new person runs over and touches. It's very childish, honestly.
It sounds very childish, doesn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of the people are really stupid. But I want you to see this video before we get to why we're talking about it. We're not going to have to watch too much of it.
Oh, thank God, because this is really irritating. Oh, hang on. Thank you, Frosted Glass. How awesome would it be if Trump's first day, he and Elon go to the border, Trump deports him, Elon walks into Mexico, fills out a form, hands it over, and Trump welcomes him as a U.S. citizen.
Jen says, so Ben's super gay blood sport. Well, it's not Ben's, in fairness. I forget who does it. But I mean, who's the group that used to do the little round debates with the high stools in the all black room with just
I don't remember their dumbass name.
Yeah, it's just another kind of thing of this.
Yeah.
Jubilee, yes, thank you, Jubilee.
Yeah, it's cool that he does this because he's going into the lion's den effectively. And these people are smug assholes to him every time.
The first time I became aware of this is there was a little liberal on there, and they had 25 conservatives.
Uh-huh.
And what little have I watched of it is why I tell people all the time, if you're stupid and on my side, please shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let smarter people do it. But anyway, so what we're interested in is this person who has flipped the chair around backwards to sit down like a man.
Oh, tough guy.
Tough guy.
Look at me. I'm a tough guy who's kind of fat.
We're going to take this chair. Look at that.
Hey, Ben.
Like a...
That's that. Look how manly.
Yeah, so manly.
That's all we need to see. This is a woman.
This is a trans man.
Oh no, we need to have the voice too.
Bro, my friend. All right.
How's it going?
Let's break open
First
beer or
question,
something.
can men get pregnant?
No, they can't.
No, they can't.
Okay, so
you should
that's
probably just play this whole clip because it's fucking garbage.
yeah, that's why I don't want to.
I know. But if we suffered through it, because I've seen this like 3 times and it fucking enrages me every time. But
All right.
the audience deserves to suffer.
How's the volume on it? Does it need to come down some?
It's just a bit because it's a tiny bit loud. And this person is obnoxious. So,
All right. So the question is, can a man get pregnant?
Men cannot get pregnant.
Okay. Awesome.
Wait. Check out the little beta boy.
Men get pregnant.
Men cannot get pregnant.
He's shocked by this information.
oh my God, he's so offended. He's going to tell all the gays that he knows.
Remember, Jack made us do this. This should not be information that's shocking to you in any way. Can a man get pregnant? No. Oh my God! Can you believe he said that?
That's the thing, though. These people have never had their ideas actually challenged by anyone that had any degree of intelligence. So they actually are kind of surprised to hear that in real life.
I don't know why, though. I mean, I hear you, but at some point, your brain should kick in and go, "Oh yeah, that's."
Well, that's what happens with brainwashing when you're cloistered in an environment that only allows you access to the information they want you to have. And universities are sick with this stuff.
The whole reason I was bringing this up is because I want to get to this before I forget it, because by the time we're done with this, my brain will be mush.
Oh, fair enough.
Who said that? So what you're saying is the guy who has the deeper voice than Ben and has a full beard is a woman? Yeah.
Yes.
Ugly, deep-throated women have existed. Whoops, not deep-throated, deep-voiced women.
I don't know. You may have been right the first time.
Kamala. Have existed for a long time. That's not even new.
That's not even a sign of... How does that count as like, well, obviously that's a man, the deep voice and the beard. First of all, it's not a very good beard.
It's not. No,
much
it's
more manly beard.
It's Mattel's My First Beard. Yeah, it's a puberty beard, is what it is. Anyway, I saw his face and I had to pause it to highlight that because he is genuinely. Oh my god!
But the over exaggeration in this clip is exactly why a lot of people say you're playing dress up, because it's stereotypical. Nothing this trans man does is actually masculine. It's a stereotype that they got from like an 80s TV show. Like the entire cocky attitude is like a bad frat bro.
We've had bearded ladies for a while. Haven't you seen Spaceballs? Yeah. I know you're getting at the joke there, but even that is based on the bearded ladies from sideshows.
Yep.
You don't even necessarily need. Do you remember the thing not long ago where they had women who were like, I am done shaving my facial hair. You should accept me how I am.
Yeah. Just because you have testosterone and you have a beard.
Yeah, you don't even need external testosterone for women to sometimes grow facial hair.
Yeah.
Just a hormone imbalance will do it. Yeah, I got my fake beard and I make my voice as deep as possible. So I'm a man. Look, I'll pee stand. Oh shit, I peed all over myself.
So
Definitionally.
definitionally. Okay.
Biologically.
Yeah. Notice he kind of concedes that point. Oh, yes.
You know how you can tell this is a woman? It's wearing an Apple Watch.
And what? No backpack?
For any of you guys out there who are wearing an Apple Watch right now, yes, you are women. You just don't know it.
You may not be a woman, but you're wearing the uniform.
Do men experience SA? Sexual assault?
Sure.
Has anybody ever suggested that men can't be sexually assaulted? Have they never seen a prison?
Women's
show?
groups say that shit all the time.
All right.
Got it. What about the existence of trans men?
What about the existence? Do you mean women who believe that they are men?
Look at how intently she's studying this conversation. It's really not deep. This is a really stupid conversation. I applaud Ben for being willing to talk to stupid people, but god damn.
Yeah, this is exceptionally stupid. Real fast, you know what's not stupid? Dark Resurrect with that coming through with that feminist donation. This dude argues exactly like an emotional woman. Yes. Yes. And the questions are supposed to be gotchas, and Ben's like, I'm going to need some elaboration on that. And then it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, these are all hyper emotional questions.
Jiraiya says, I'll fight you, monkey, and the Apple Watch will tell the tale. I don't hit women, dude.
Talking about here.
The Apple Watch will only tell the tale until its planned obsolescence goes through.
You can't set me up like that. I'm going to take it.
They are men? What are we talking about here? Women experiencing gender dysphoria?
So my other question is, do you benefit from white supremacy in any way, shape, or form?
Are they just trying to hit all the cliches?
Yes. This person speaks only in cliches, buddy.
I'm going to need more specifics on what you...
Just moves on. Yeah. Ben's like, can you tell me what you're talking about? Because the question, not this one, but the one before it was, do trans women or trans men exist, right? And he's like, what do you mean exist? Are there people with gender dysphoria? And I need you to clarify that. And this idiot's like, I also need to ask you, do you benefit from white supremacy? If I'm on their side at this point, my little red flag for this guy's too stupid. And I say guy, colloquially, this fucking fat woman with a beard. I'm raising my thing because I don't want their dumb ass representing me. But I mean, maybe maybe if you want to let them look stupid so you don't have to, I could see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, after them, anything I say is going to seem smart. So maybe in that side, I can see it.
You mean by white
Well, here, let me
supremacy?
give it to you then.
Sure, please.
So I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
I've experienced SA,
Okay.
and abortion rights affect me directly. So
Can we just talk about this whole moment?
Sure, please.
so I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
I've experienced SA.
Flip the seat around, slam it down a little bit, and sit back, so her balls can breathe, I guess. This is a very aggressive moment.
Oh yeah, this whole thing is aggressive. This person's trying to be intimidating.
Grr, little Jew man, I'm gonna get you. What you gonna do? Put him on a bun and put some ketchup on it? Shut up.
Okay.
And abortion rights affect me directly. So if we're talking about
Are you getting SA'd like right now? Is it happening?
ASA.
I'm a victim of SA. That sucks, but it's irrelevant to the topic.
Yeah, your personal experience does not count for everyone.
Yeah. And the existence of sexual assault doesn't mean we should be killing babies on demand.
Yeah, it doesn't in any way validate anything you're saying. It's your personal experience. I'm sorry, that's awful, but life is like that. Okay, your personal lived experience is not the end all be all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that.
Not to mention that all you're doing is giving credence to people like me who think most people like you were touched.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes.
And that you do not know how to deal with your trauma, so you're trying to disassociate yourself from yourself to distance that in your mind. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. This whole argument bounces topics more than Plinko with a Wonder Ball. Indeed. I want a big Plinko board like Bob Barker had.
Yeah.
All right. So they need to be aborting kids because they were SA'd once.
American dream that you live.
So
Why don't I have access to that? Because there's no legislation, in the history of America, that legislates a man's body. So why does mine have to be legislated?
Draft.
Wait, I thought you were a man.
A lot of trans people like to create a unique category for themselves, and I think that is what this person here is doing. They are a man when necessary and a trans man when not.
Not only do I have to register for the draft, but if I get a woman pregnant, Jack, I'm on the hook for 18 years if she decides to have it. And they keep pretending that that's not a real thing.
Yeah. If this person is married and their partner gets knocked up by somebody else, he's on the hook because he's a man now. Congratulations.
We have even seen a case where women used another dude's sperm who was like, yeah, you're not going to be the daddy. And then eventually he ended up getting sued for child support and was made to pay.
Yep.
He was like, no, we're not even part of it. You cannot keep pulling the hook. No woman or no man has to do anything with his body because of the government. Fuck you. Jack, I have to do stuff with my body so I can pay taxes for a home I already own.
Well, you just kind of rent it from the government as long as you pay property tax.
But look how smug this guy, I got you now, bitch.
Yeah.
Look how smart I am.
Everybody thinks they're smarter than Shapiro. And look, Shapiro's a pretty smart guy. Is he always right? No. But he's a pretty smart guy and he's pretty good at these debates because most of these people are retards.
The donor had a contract with the two lesbian mothers who later split and sued him. Yeah. We covered that case on here. It was either here or Lords of the Night. I forget which of the shows, but we covered it
here.
Fuck, that one dude in Detroit, he didn't even fuck the bitch. She just put his name down on the fucking birth certificate. And for a decade of his life, they were making him pay child support, and he was fighting it in court and losing.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't matter what you say. It matters what you're accused of by a woman.
Looks like Droopy Dog. Don't you dare insult Droopy like that. I see what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
I've got a vagina.
Then you're a woman.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, by the way.
I'm not interested in what your genitalia are.
Clearly you are. I mean, it's all over everything you make,
no,
buddy. I'm sorry. I hate to say it to you, but
I think you can read on my face that I
obsession
radically
you
am
guys
not.
have.
I think you can read on my face that I radically am not. When we're talking about
No,
abortion,
I don't. I mean, you can present it here, but in most of the content that you have, it's
The fact that he covers content that points out that you are, in fact, a woman is not him being obsessed with your genitals. Genitals define it, you fucking retard. Oh, no, not anymore, Jack. What is it? Oh, yeah, feelings. Feelings trump science.
Apparently.
Thank you, Devil Fruit. Hey, Monkey, I was scrolling Twitter and I came across Rekieta Law. He seems to just insult everyone that replies to his tweets. Is he a lolcow now, or do I not understand lolcows? No, he is a lolcow now.
He has become the thing he spoke of.
Yep, he exists just to, look, there's lots of ways he could have handled all of that, and none of them are the way he did.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I screwed up, guys. I'm going to get help. I'm going to take care of my kids and my fam. Anything other than the warrant wasn't valid because fat guy on the internet told me so. By the way, Robert Barnes, you're a dumb fuck. Totally.
Yeah, and boy, did he get a slap in the face by the judge when his movement for a Frank hearing was crushed.
Yep. That's what you get for listening to Barnes instead of me, Nick.
attack my community constantly. And you don't even realize guys like me exist who actually share.
You're not a guy. You're a chick. And we are all too aware that guys like you exist. They've been
So
pushed.
shut up about it.
Yeah, they've been pushed in our face for a fucking decade now. Man has a baby. No, that's a chick. Notice the uterus, vagina, all that stuff that's needed to make a baby on the female side? All inside that person? That's a dude. Or sorry, no, that's a girl.
I'm sorry this person has unaddressed mental health issues that they're refusing to acknowledge.
Yeah, no shit. You need to go get that essay dealt with.
Yeah, because that's probably a big part of why this person is angry.
Advice on the internet is the best. It depends on who's giving it. I give good. Okay. As long as I'm not being facetious, I give good advice.
I give terrible advice. If you're listening to me, you're making poor life decisions like I am. So you need to stop because my advice is 90% bullshit. Just throwing that out there now. So you can't sue me later.
The look on Ben's face is exactly the look you should have when talking to somebody like this. Like, what?
Yeah, like look at the two images. Ben is like, oh, for fuck's sake. And this other person is like, why won't you respect my feelings?
Yeah. Dangerous. Thank you. Hey, that person totally sat like a man or a cool youth pastor or one of the two. Also, call me crazy, but doesn't every law tell both men and women what they can do with their body? Yeah, technically. I mean, the way that they make a difference in, like, if I kill somebody, I'm doing something to their body. So as long as it's just your own body, then it shouldn't matter. And you know what? If this dude wants to dress like a man, which apparently means have they never seen a fat lady before? You're wearing an oversized sweater. Lots of fat chicks wear that outfit.
Yeah.
But hey, you want to go out there and take testosterone that your body's going to be fighting to give you a fake beard? Cool.
Yeah, I don't really care what adults do with their bodies, but to then try and act like a tough frat bro and argue with Ben Shapiro about this, you're just wasting your time to try and get points.
I don't even mind that they're arguing with Ben over this, but if you're going to do it, at least make it something that's not insane. At least be scientifically accurate about it. You can Give yourself a fake beard like that. But the reality is you will always be a woman.
Yeah. That may be displeasing to you, but ignoring reality for delusion is not healthy either. And you have to accept the biological realities that you're going to go through menopause. You're going to go through a lot of other things. I'm sorry you were sexually assaulted, but that does not immediately somehow affect your biological realities. I'm sorry.
The problem comes in when they try to affect public policy based on their bullshit feelings.
Yeah.
If you're trans in the audience right now, please understand your dysphoria sounds horrible and I hope you get help with it.
Oh God, yeah.
But trans is delusion. You cannot be something you're not. I cannot be a 6'5" black guy because I'm a 6-foot white dude. And no matter how much I wish I were, Jack, so I could play in the NBA and bang white chicks, that's not right. It's never going to happen because reality doesn't change because I wish it did.
Apparently it can.
No, it can't. It can't. And we need to stop indulging delusion. Since when? This is like saying, hey, you got cancer. Like, oh my God, you gonna give me some chemo? No. We're gonna make it worse. We think you have lung cancer, so what you need to do is smoke a whole bunch.
Well, it identified as healthy material. So
thank you, Jordan. Why don't ghosts like Halloween? It's just the same sheet, different day. There you go. Fair enough.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, enough of this fucking retard. They have another 8 seconds, but I'm not. No.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
You don't get to just decide you are something. That's not how it works. South Park tackled trans pretty well. It did okay until the end of that episode. They did it really well in the Mr. Garrison episode, the Randy Savage episode. They dropped the ball at the end.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. All right, Jack. I don't know if you saw this controversy. Can't believe I just used that word. At the World Series, don't worry, we're not talking about sports, Jack, but it was the World Series with it where this happened. There's a lady sitting behind home plate, and she's wearing a MAGA hat.
Oh, son of a bitch! Clearly trying to influence the outcome of the game.
The entirety of left internet went, we see what you're trying to do, bitch. They were mad at this woman, like angry, over a woman wearing a hat.
That sounds right.
Like, if I was watching the game and I saw somebody sitting there with a Kamala hat, I'd be like, oh, they're dumb. And then I'd start watching the game again.
Yeah.
That wouldn't ruin the entire game for me because somebody's sitting there. And look, behind home plate, that's where most of the camera angles are when you're watching a baseball game, Jack. So I can see I might get a little annoying that you have to look at her the whole time. Or you could watch the pitcher and the catcher and the batter.
Could, but not gonna. I'd rather complain.
You could even watch the umpire. He's there too. I know that goddamn whore. And I told one guy who was mad about it, he said, you shouldn't wear a political cap to a ball game. And I politely told him he shouldn't be a little bitch.
Of course he did.
And he responded, you should be more respectful of other people's political beliefs.
What?
Right? Especially when they're not actually that different from yours. And apparently the guy considers himself a libertarian. But yeah, do you like that open? Be more respectful of other people's political opinions when he's literally saying, don't wear that political hat in public.
Oh, irony.
It's not like she was wearing a hat with a giant dick on it. There's nothing offensive about that. It's not inherently crude or anything. Like, how dare you wear that at a ball game? Get fucked. You see that guy they tried kicking out of the voting line the other day?
No.
He was wearing a MAGA hat. and they tried kicking him out because you're not supposed to have anything on that supports a candidate when you're in line.
Yeah.
That's real in most places, guys. But it has to be something that is supporting a specific candidate. And the phrase "Make America Great Again," it might be Donald Trump's phrase, but the wording of the statutes and stuff, that doesn't count. It would have to be like a Trump hat. It'd have to actually say Trump on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried kicking this old man out of the line. He goes, "I'm not getting out of the line. I'm not taking off this hat."
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he stood his ground. Good on him.
Because, you know, if it was a Harris hat, they wouldn't have said a damn thing.
This one is, I'll read it to those of you who are just listening. It's just a meme. It says, "I don't always remember when I got molested, but when I do, it's 2 weeks before an important election." I haven't seen this meme used in a long, long time, but this is an excellent resurgence for it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that has become way too common of a thing. Like, I was raped when? 25 years ago. What?
1993. Fuck off.
What else do we got here? Oh, okay. This fucking video is what I wanted to talk about, Jack. It's going to piss me off, though.
Oh.
On your screen, there's a father right here with his daughter in a stroller. Daughter looks to be kind of too big for the stroller, honestly, but maybe 3 or 4 years old. And we got a white woman.
You said as you pointed to her vagina.
Well, there's a lot of sand in there. I was just trying to help her get some out. Have you seen this video, Jack?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. She got in the face of the child and started screaming about her dad and how she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
In the face of a child.
Yep.
If she yells at that baby, I'm gonna kick a seal. Get one of the cute ones. It feels better.
Yeah, and use a stick. The left loves that.
I want to highlight this black woman right here because somebody in the crowd starts laughing, thinks this is funny as shit. But you can see it on the look of this woman and this woman actually, but she's the one that gets involved.
Yeah.
She like, "Bitch, what are you doing?"
Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, somebody did step in. This woman probably has kids, but obviously the little white bitch does not, because I'm pretty sure that looking at that kid based on her size and the fact she's in a stroller still, she's probably got special needs.
Yeah, and she even says, "No, what the fuck?" I'm with you, lady. I highlighted this on the thing. This woman, that's the hero there. And look, she's a Kamala supporter.
Yeah, well, at least one of them had the balls to step in and say something.
Yeah, you don't have to be a cunt to be a Kamala supporter.
It doesn't hurt, but
suppose it makes it easier, but props to the black lady here. And I'm sorry I keep calling her the lady in the black shirt. I know we're not supposed to give easily identifiable markers. But good on her for getting in there and going, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, no shit. Because that's psychotic. You're yelling at a child. It's time to rethink your cult brainwashing if you're screaming at babies. Like, this toddler didn't do anything to you.
Oh my God. Look at the child's face. Because of where I paused this, her dad's profile looks like her face. Oh, that is creepy. Oh, I can't unsee it. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if that had been my child or my grandchild or any child I cared about, I'd be in jail. I'd have hit the bitch.
Yeah, that woman would be on the ground.
Yeah.
You're crying a lot about missing teeth and various other things as my foot was impacting her rib cage, because that is fucking psychotic behavior. That is so weird and evil. You're yelling at a child over nothing.
And
that kid has no idea what you're screeching about.
Play the whole video. I mean, I'll play the rest of it, but we're going to turn off the volume because all of it is a bunch of yelling and shit going on. There you go. There's no reason to act like this. And I'm not saying, hey guys, go be violent. It would be an involuntary action.
Yeah, if that's your kid, your immediate thought is to defend your child. And this bitch is still going.
Yeah.
And she's obviously mad at the dad, who's not doing anything but screeching at the kid. I mean, the look of indignation on his face is good, but honestly, I don't know how he has more restraint than I would have.
Yeah, I'd have smacked the shit out of that bitch, and I wouldn't even have felt bad for it.
Yeah, not for a fucking second. Real quick though, thank you, Jordan 250. Says this Halloween, I'm dressed up as a skeleton and handing out caramel apples. Bone apple treat.
Nice.
That's a good one.
I do believe that's all I brought for today. I see you have something here, and then we'll be wrapping up. We're almost at exactly the 2-hour mark, Jack. Ah, fuck, Van Jones.
Yeah.
I did see. I haven't seen this clip, Jack, but I did see that he was on with Bill Maher, and him and Bill Maher had a bit of a disagreement where Van was actually making a little bit of sense.
Well, I think you may be surprised by this clip then.
Oh, is this the one?
That may be.
I did see that Megyn Kelly was on with him.
Megyn Kelly got booed a little bit, but she wasn't wrong.
She I went to find the full clip. I went over to Real Time, and they don't have the full clip of her interview like they do normally when they have somebody on. She was the opening guest where it's just him and her sit down together.
Yeah.
And the part that I saw on Twitter, it's her saying that for her, the main issue of this election is the trans thing because they are mutilating children. And the audience boos, and even Bill's like, I don't know why they're booing. It's real. But the part that they have up on their own channel is the end of the conversation where they're talking about who's going to be better, Trump or Kamala. And she just owns him. But that you wouldn't know it from the way the audience reacts. And so, yeah, I recommend watching it. We're not going to because but just to see the difference in what social media thinks is important, you know, the part where the two of them are agreeing versus what they're pushing, which is Bill trying desperately to own somebody clearly smarter than him.
Yeah.
Megan's a smart woman. She's no dummy.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is Van Jones on Real Time with Bill Maher from Friday. Whatever you consider today, it was on Friday.
If progressives have a politics that says all white people are racist, all men are toxic.
This is the clip that I read the transcript to. Okay, let's back that up.
Yeah.
What he says there is if the left has a policy that says it, he kind of slurs policy there.
He's got like a little bit of a speech impediment, I think.
Yeah.
It says all white people are racist, all men are toxic, and all billionaires are evil. It's kind of hard to keep them on your side. And so we might want to think about if you're chasing people out of the party, you can't be mad when they leave. And maybe if we had a different politics, we actually said dignity for everybody, everybody's respected, and we need you, more people might stay.
What?
Yeah.
They're throwing him out now.
For the record, Bill does push back on this a little bit, and then Van just reiterates.
I actually have to agree with Van Jones on this one.
He's right.
Yeah, if you're going to push everybody out, don't be shocked when they leave. Like, how come nobody saw my movie? I don't know, maybe because you said it wasn't for them, and that you didn't want white men seeing your film, you fucking retard.
BV asks, why is he making sense?
Strange times, dude.
Because James Carville was right, and they're seeing it. James Carville's back in May makes the entirety of the left lose their fucking mind by going, we're losing men. Maybe we shouldn't be bashing them so much. And they were like, how dare you say that? And then he, to his credit, doubled down. He didn't immediately, back off.
Yeah.
But then the polling has started coming out, and yeah, with men, I mean, he mentions billionaires there. Like, come on, most of the Democratic supporters, that's where all their money comes from.
Yeah.
Soros, for all the dark money, Soros is the one who originated all that shit.
Oh yeah.
But it's those damn Republicans. Anyway, the problem that they're having right now is men, and the only thing that I don't understand is how it took men this long to get it.
Well, they're liberal men, so
You've been told for a fucking decade that you are the root of all evil and that you suck no matter how much you try, and it's just getting through to you that they think that of you.
apparently.
You know what it is, Jack, is that they've tried the male feminist thing and they haven't gotten laid. So like, maybe if I had some balls, I will.
That appears to be what's going on here. Yeah.
Oh, the consequences of alienating half my audience. Yeah. Dangerous. Thank you. Does it even have to be your child to defend them? No. I had a couple having a domestic in my street. She was holding what I assume is their child. Grabbed my downstairs neighbor in case we needed to intervene. You do not harm a child in front of me. I will fuck you up.
One of the things people don't seem to understand is if you're in a married relationship, all right, you and your partner are legally married. If the woman gets knocked up by another dude, you're still on the hook for that.
Yep.
Because they assume that whether or not you knew that it was your kid, you're taking responsibility for it. So enjoy.
I have a friend whose wife did that. And there in Michigan, there is a time frame for you to be able to question paternity.
Yeah.
There should never be that should be one with no statute of limitations.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that you should have mandatory DNA testing when the kid's born.
I don't think it should be mandatory. I think if somebody wants it, it should happen.
No, you make it mandatory to avoid the argument for the couple.
Or to destroy them. I mean, if the dude is willing to take the chance that he's a cuck, then let him take that chance. I think it should be mandatorily offered to anyone. And if they're like, nah, I'm fine, then fine.
Yeah, but if he's like, yes, she's going to be like, I am not a whore.
I just love that that's their go-to. How many times, I don't know how much you've watched Maury or any of those shows where they do the paternity things.
Oh, yeah.
How many times is that woman like, there's no way I can't believe you would even think that of me. It's like,
then it's not hers.
He is not the father. And she's like, yeah, I knew. You fucking horrible bitch.
Or she gets embarrassed and runs off. Like, what are you running off for? Half the time the guys are there like, it's not my kid. The other half are like, I knew it. I knew you were trifling.
Faithless says make the test mandatory, but seeing the results optional. Well, and there's also, I mean, they've mixed up babies before. Do you trust them to not mix up the results of that and end up destroying families?
I'm willing to take that chance.
One of the hospitals in my local area, within a 6-month period, amputated the wrong parts on 2 different people.
Jesus, that's not a good hospital.
I mean, I would not trust them to tell me, yes, that is your kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could have a third party do it.
But even having a third party do it, if they're the ones giving you the results, how do you know they didn't mix up yours and Mrs. Johnson's results?
I don't know.
I'm
not married. I'm just giving solutions for married people.
If
like the government.
If a dude wants it, I'm all for them getting the test. I don't like the idea of it being mandatory. Because anytime the government mandates something, it gets fucked up.
Yeah.
I have the entirety of human history at my side.
Yeah, I'm willing to take that risk, though, because I think it should be mandatory. I just don't... You can't trust these hoes anymore.
It's a law in Louisiana. Is it really? They have mandatory paternity testing there? It's weird. If the child's DNA doesn't match the mother... Well, you wouldn't check the DNA match for the mom. You'd only be checking for the dad. because it theoretically popped. Maybe they should do it for the moms because they've accidentally given people the wrong kids before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You never know if they got like IVF. That could be somebody else's egg too.
Yes, you would, but you wouldn't be the results. The mom isn't the important part of it. They'd be looking for the paternity. It's literally why we call it paternity testing. If the government fucks up every time, isn't it a feature, not a bug? Well, yeah, you're not wrong, Rowan. Yeah, I get the idea behind mandatory testing, and I think if it was something we did on a regular basis, people would become used to it, and maybe women would stop whoring so much.
Yeah.
But I don't like forced testing from government. No. Yeah.
No, I mean, I understand your concerns, and the results shouldn't be like the DNA should not be in a database anywhere. Like you can always redo the test later on, but I have seen too many people end up taking care of kids that aren't theirs.
Yeah. Unknowingly taking care of kids who aren't theirs.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you knew your wife cheated on you and you're like, I'm going to stick with you through thick and thin.
Yeah, no, I'm okay
Fair
with
enough.
that. Yeah, and step kids obviously, but
Yeah.
if you don't know, maybe you should.
You absolutely look, if you have a question, you should get a DNA test. You really should, because men get fucked on this all the time. Like, how dare you talk about what women can do with it? Fuck you. You women lie about this shit all the time. And the ones who do, like I said, we've seen them, Jack. The ones who are the most adamant about I didn't cheat are the ones that always did. The ones who it is the father, you'll know they're the most laid back kind of like, no, it's him. I'm telling you, I never did anything like that.
Yeah.
It's the ones who are throwing shit and swearing and how dare you think I would suck another dick? Because you have. Half the time they've already admitted to cheating at least once on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
And they're like, no, but this time I know it's yours because I know the taste of the different seeds.
I know the feel of that spooge. That's yours.
I didn't, in order for me to get visitation rights, I was forced to get you were forced to get a paternity test for visitation?
Wow.
I didn't need one. Kid was definitely mine. That's fair enough. Anyway, Jack, we are going to wrap up here. Guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. Thank you so much. We were going to do this. I planned to do it like 2 hours earlier, but I was busy doing things and I looked up and saw the time like, holy shit. It's what happens when I wake up late. I didn't wake up till late tonight, so I got some decent sleep. It was so nice.
Weird.
And not enough. I could still use a little bit more. Probably take a nap later today, Jack. But thanks for hanging out with us no matter when we do this. You guys are fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind. Pro tip, if you tasted it, you probably didn't get pregnant from it. We'll talk about anatomy later. You do foreplay, pre-dripping, never mind.
Chicks that spit it out and put it in their cooch.
That never happens, Jack.
Yeah, just like they never take it out of condoms so they could get a celebrity baby.
But thank you guys for the donations. You guys are way too kind. We appreciate it, but please don't stop. Jack, anything you want to shill?
I'll drop a link or two to a cool video. As always, thank you guys so much for all the support you give us. Like Monkey said, it's greatly appreciated. And all the donations really help out. Thank you guys for everything you do. And it's good to see you guys tonight. And thanks for coming out to see us on Undoom's channel yesterday. You guys are awesome.
I do want to drop the link to the Rogan thing because I said I would drop the YouTube one and then completely forgot about it. So there you go, Rumble, and then we'll get it on over there on the YouTube machine. There you go, guys. If you want to watch that again, I would just go find clips on your favorite social media app because it's about 2.5 hours longer than it needs to be. But thanks for hanging out, Jack. A pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Halloween is coming, and then the election, and then everything gets cold, and I'm going to die.